Hello and welcome back. With it being the second anniversary of the Arctic Monkeys album Tranquility Base Hotel Casino yesterday, I thought it would be fitting to make a Blender tutorial on a technique you can use to make your own artwork similar to the cover. This is all non-destructive, so you can make any shapes you like. To start off with, open a new scene in Blender. I'm using version 2.82, but this will work in most versions. We're going to first make the object that acts as a boolean, which we'll learn about in a minute, to cut the shape we want. Just create the outline of whatever shape you want your model to be like. Once this is done, you can create a plane at the bottom of the boolean object and add an array modifier to it. Change the type from relative offset to constant offset, and then set it as a value of about 1 cm on the z-axis. Now change the count so that it goes above the top of your boolean model. Now add a boolean modifier to the plane. A boolean works by using simple mathematical operators that equate to a Venn diagram, being able to make sections where objects intersect, are different, or are a union of the two. For this example, we want the intersection, so make sure it's set to that. Then, with the drop-down menu, select the cube. So that we can see what we're doing in the viewport, go to the Object Settings for the Boolean object, and under Viewport Display, change it from Textured to Wired. Under Visibility, deselect all the ray visibility options so that it won't show up in the final render. Now when we go to Rendered View, you can already see the results. If it's cutting off the side slightly, make sure that your plane is covering your entire Boolean object. You might have to scale it up slightly to do this. If you want to change the number of sheets the object is made of, just increase the distance in the array modifier. To make it look more like realistic card, I'm going to add a solidify modifier underneath the array and Boolean, and then leave it at about 1 cm. Because this is non-destructive, we can edit our Boolean object and the arrayed plane will adjust automatically. Now we need to create the plane underneath, which we can do by just adding a plane and then editing it to the shape we want. We can position it underneath and then add a solidify modifier. Now we can position the camera by first finding the view we want and then pressing Ctrl-Alt-0 on the numpad. We can edit the camera view more accurately by going to Lock Camera to View and then just positioning it by hand. Now to set up the lighting. First go to the World tab and change the colour to black. If you're still seeing a checker pattern in the background, go to Film and then uncheck Transparent. Now we want to move the light so that it's directly above the model. Increase the size to get nice soft shadows. To be able to use nodes for the light, you have to check Use Nodes. I'm going to use a black body node to get accurate colour for the lights. If you want to learn more about this, consider watching my video on the node. I'm going to choose a colour temperature of 5000 Kelvin to get a similar look to the original album art. It's up to you whether you want to model the tape player underneath, but I chose to model it because I like the look of tape players. I found on Wikipedia that the recorder in the original picture is a Revox A77, so I got a photo of the machine and brought it into Blender as a background image. To help me model, I first selected all the other objects and pressed H to hide. Once the image is in, I pressed Alt-R to reset the rotation, and then pressed 7 to go to top view and began modelling. The modelling of this machine is a fairly simple process, so I won't go over every step. Once I positioned the tape recorder model, I could delete the reference image, and then add some textures to the model. The final thing to add is a small light with a colour temperature of 2500 underneath the model. And now your model is complete. If you enjoyed this video, please consider sharing it with anyone you think might find it useful. Thanks for watching.